Hello everyone, my name is Alexander Mohamed, a developer of BreazeHome 4.0. The product owner of BreazeHome is Dr. Masoud Sadjadi, professor at FIU. The mentor of BreazeHome is Aaron Feng, research assistant at FIU.
Hello everyone, in this video I will be showing you guys the basics of Open Broadcaster in order to create tutorial videos like the one you are watching right now. Open Broadcaster, also known as OBS, is a free video recording and live streaming software that provides screen capturing, device composition, encoding, recording, and broadcasting. For this video, we will focus on screen capture. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up your internet browser and type in OBS into the search bar, and then click enter. So you're going to want to click on the first link, Open Broadcaster Software Home, which will open up the Open Broadcaster software page. Now you're going to want to click on the green tab that shows the operating system that you're running on your computer currently. So right now I'm running Windows 10, so I would click on Windows 7 Plus. Once you click on it, it'll start downloading. It'll take a few seconds to download. Once it's finished downloading, you can then open it. So I'm going to click open when done. Now when it opens, the screen will probably turn black. That's because this is an administrative operation, so it's going to ask me if I want to make changes to my computer. So you guys probably won't be able to see this. But what you want to click is yes, allow it to make changes to your computer, and then the OBS installer will start its installation. So since I already have OBS downloaded on my computer, I won't go through the installation step, but basically what you want to do is go through an installer, accept the license agreement, and then choose the install location, and then you can click finish and OBS will be downloaded onto your device. So once you finish these steps, you can now open OBS, and this is what it looked like. It might not have these sources or these scenes, but this is the generic look of OBS. So you have a basic screen that shows you your preview of what you'll be capturing or recording. So the first thing we're going to go through is the settings. So the settings will be in the bottom right hand corner under the controls box. So click settings, and then as you can see there are a few tabs on the left here. There's general, stream, output, audio, video, hotkeys, and advanced. I won't go through every single piece of the tabs in detail because there's only a few parts of each tab that we need to go through. So let's start with general. So in the general tab, the only pieces you need to really worry about is the language and the theme, and those are just preferences to you. So they have some default themes that you have here. You can choose whatever you want, and then you can set the language to whatever language you choose. The rest of the stuff we don't really need to worry about. We can leave those as the general settings. In stream, we won't be touching anything in stream because we're not streaming to a service such as Twitch or YouTube or any of these that they provide here. So we don't need to worry about that tab. In output, once again, we're not focusing on streaming, we're focusing on recording. So as you can see, these are grayed out right now because I am video recording this at the moment, so it's not allowing me to change it. But when you're not recording, it'll allow you to change the parameters. So the recording path is basically where your videos will be saved once you're done recording. So you want to set that and make sure you know where it is, so once you finish recording, you can go and preview your videos, make sure everything's good. Recording quality, I'm recording right now at high quality, medium file size. You can change the quality either higher or lower depending on your CPU performance. Recording format, I recommend recording in MP4 or MOV just in case you want to use a video recorder, a video editor, so you can edit the video after. In audio, you have different settings here. So you have your desktop audio. You can keep that as default. It'll just record whatever audio is on your desktop if you allow it to. And then you also have a second audio device if you want. Same thing with your mic. So right now I'm using the microphone on my headphone. You can also just use the mic on your computer if you want to as well. And then you have some timing functions here. We'll go over more of the push to mute and push to talk functions later when we get to hotkeys. So in the videos tab, you can set your resolution, downscale filter, and FPS values. So for resolution, I'm running 1080p. You can also run 720 if, once again, your CPU performance is a little less, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference in the quality, so it's up to you. Same thing with the downscale filter. So if you want to have a little reduced quality for better performance, you can set a downscale filter as well. And then for FPS, I recommend running 30 or 60. But once again, these are grayed out because I'm recording right now. So hotkeys is the main tab I want to go over because this is what's going to make your video look good. So hotkeys basically allow you to perform functions, so you don't have to be on the OBS application and click a physical button. So what you want to do is set up a hotkey for your start recording and stop recording. This way you can start your recording on the page you want to be on rather than being on the OBS application. And same thing with stop recording. You can stop recording once your video is done rather than going onto the OBS application and then stopping your video. You also have some hotkeys for displays and audio. So if you want to show your display or hide your display, same thing with audio. We'll go a little more over that when we get into the sources over here. And then this is what I was talking about push to mute and push to talk. So push to mute and push to talk is basically you use the hotkey in order to either mute the recording or allow you to record volume. So push to mute, when you click the button, it'd mute your volume, whereas push to talk, when you click the button, it'll allow you to record audio. And same thing with the desktop audio. So the only difference is the audio input is, for example, you speaking into a microphone, whereas the desktop audio is some sound playing on your screen. And for the advanced settings, you don't really need to touch any of these unless you're really familiar with like video and audio formatting, but these default settings should be good enough. So once you make all your changes, you can go ahead and click apply. I didn't make any changes, but once you click apply, you can then click OK and all your changes will be made. So now let's go over the 5 boxes down here. The first one is scenes. So basically you need a scene before you can do anything. So to create a scene, you click the plus button, and then a pop-up will show up. So enter the name of the scene, so you can name it whatever you want. So I'm gonna leave it as scene 2, and then you can click OK. Once you do that, a scene will show up. So if I click OK, if I leave it as scene 2 and click OK, the screen will turn black because it now be on scene 2. So I'm just gonna click OK and show you what that is. The scene 1, now I'm on scene 1, so it comes back to what I'm viewing right now. So to delete a scene, what you want to do is click on the scene and then click on the minus button. So I'm showing you guys this now because once I click on scene 2, the screen will turn black once again. So you would click on scene and then click this minus button in the bottom left hand of the corner. Ask you if you wanted to remove it, and then you click yes. So we only need one scene since we're only recording our desktop visual right here. So you'd only need one scene. Now for the sources, right now I have a display capture, which is basically the video of my screen itself, and an audio input capture, which is my voice right now. So to add a source, what you want to do is come to the bottom left-hand corner of the box, click the plus sign, and then now you can see you have many options of different sources. So you have video capture device, you have text, images, there's a whole bunch to choose from. So this is the audio input capture, and then you also have your display capture. Now if you want to record video as well, you can click video capture device, and then depending on if you have a camera on your computer already or an external camera, you can then choose the source for that. Now the mixer is your volume control. So right now I have my desktop audio muted. This basically removes all the audio coming from my desktop, so I'm only recording audio from my microphone right now. So to mute that, you'd click the volume button in the right corner here. So then if I'd want to unmute it, you just click it again, and now you can see it's unmuted. And then you can also set the volume tone. So say for example, I'm recording audio, me talking, and I want some music to play in the background. So I could play some music in the background, set this at a lower volume than my audio input, and then I can have a background music while I'm talking as well. One problem I ran into is that when I'm recording audio, because I'm only using the microphone on my headphones, so they're not really good quality, I get a lot of background feed. For example, the fan on my computer is really loud, as well as sometimes when the AC turns on, you might hear a little buzzing in the background. So to fix that, what you can do is go into the settings in the audio input, and then go into filters, and then now what you can do is add a noise suppression. So what you want to do is click the add button and then go down to noise suppression and then click that, and it'll be added. And then for the suppression level, I found that the best values to be between is between -30 and -25, 24. decibels, but you can play around with that and see what works for you the best. So then once you click close, it'll be added, and then you can test it out. For scene transition, we won't really be worrying about that because we only have one scene since we're only capturing our desktop display. And then in the controls, you have start streaming. This usually says start recording when you first open the application, but since I'm recording right now, it says stop recording. You have studio mode, which basically shows you 2 scenes in the display section, but since we only have one, we won't really need to worry about that. We have the settings, which we went over, and then we have the exit button, so once you're finished recording, you can go ahead, stop your recording, and then click exit. Now, let's go back to sources for a few things. So, one thing you can do is add text in a source. So, you can go ahead and name it what you want, create, new, and then you can either set it to make the source visible or not once you create it. So, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So, you can type whatever text you want. Say I want it to say BreazeHome. And then you can set the font. So you can set the font to whatever you want. Just make it that. And then you can set the font style, the size, different effects. But once you're done that, you can click OK. And then they have multiple settings down here. So you can do the color. So let's just stick with the BreazeHome color, the yellow and blue. You can have background color as well. Click the color you want and then click OK. And then it can be gradient as well. So they have different features you can add. So you can set the opacity of the background as well as the text color. So you can just use a slider or type in the percentage of opacity that you want. And then you have alignment, outlines, different other options. So let's click outline. And you can do like a black outline. Click OK. And then once we're done, we can click OK. So right now, since this is in the preview, so as you can see here, this is a preview, but you guys are probably seeing it right here because when I created the source, I clicked show source. So if I click OK, you should be seeing it right here in the top left hand corner. What you can do is in the sources box, you can hide it. So if you click on this little eyeball next to the source, it no longer appears. So in your preview, you can see it goes away, as well as you guys will probably be seeing it disappearing from this top left-hand corner as well. So now once you add a source, you can go back into your settings and go into the hotkeys. And now that you see, since you added a text source, a new hotkey section popped up. So now you can set hotkeys to show the text and hide the text instead of coming into the application and clicking the eyeball. And then basically what this allows you to do is not have the text running throughout the entire video. So say I wanted to have the BreazeHome text just to show for the first 30 seconds. Say it said BreazeHome tutorials, you have it in the upper left hand corner for the first 30 seconds of the video. So you can have a hotkey to hide it, so after 30 seconds you click the hotkey and it disappears. Another thing you can do is add an image. So go ahead, it's the same process. You can either make the source visible or not visible. I'm just going to go ahead and make it visible so you guys can see it once I create it. So now you can choose a file from your file system. So just click black box, and click OK. And then what you can do with all these sources is you can resize them. So when you click on them in the preview, it gives you a red outline and you can resize them to whatever size you need. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the text just so it doesn't get in the way. So now you have your black box. And then the reason why I chose a black box is because you can use it, say you have to type in a password and you don't want people to see it. So you can use the black box before your video, just position it where you need it to be, and then set up a hotkey. Go into your settings and set up a hotkey for the image. And then what this allows you to do is put that black box in front of the position where you have to type in the password, and then the people watching the video won't be able to see that. So when you're typing in the password, you can use your hotkey to show the black box, cover up where the password is being typed in, and then once you click OK, you can click your hotkey and hide the black box once again. So now we go into the controls. So you have start streaming. Like I said, we won't be worrying about streaming. And then the second button would be start recording and stop recording. And that's basically it. So once you finish recording, you can use your hotkeys or come back to the application, click stop recording, and then that'll be the end of your video. I hope this tutorial really helped you guys. The best thing I can recommend is just go ahead and play around with it. That's the best way to learn. But thank you guys for watching.